Okay, today I'm going to the devil's second home, the hospital. And I'm going because I need to document, these marks and scars that are showing up on my body. Unlike an attack that's made on the lymphatic system, fat injections, covert professionals will recognize an attack made on the integumentary and nervous system because it manifests in a way where it leaves something that they can't reject or know as a delusion. So when you attack the integumentary and the nervous system, it manifests as some sort of scar, bacteria, fungus, something on the skin. And if you go to the hospital, like I said, covert professionals will not reject that this was done. They will reject it came from the government though, so you still kind of have to, you know, keep it to yourself. But you think excessive amounts of weight gain is valid. But I guarantee you, if you go to the ER and tell them that your lymphatic system was attacked by the government, they'll admit you to a psych ward and try to convince you that it's a delusion, like you weren't 20 pounds lighter in less than 24 hours ago. The attack that was made on my skin was made using chemical stimuli. Chemical stimuli is any sort of chemical or drug used to slow down or speed up, increase the activity of vital processes. That can be a system like the nervous system, or it can be an organ. This attack is a reflection of the mark of the beast. The mark of a the mark of the beast is a small chip that's being implanted at birth to support eugenics. How is it being implanted? It's a physics trick. It's being implanted with physics, and it's associated with the soft spot on a baby's head. For those of you that don't know what physics is, that's how you manipulate matter. Is the secret to magic. So a lot of you have seen the trick where they manipulate the esophagus, make it seem like it's endless, by pulling something out of it or putting something down the throat. The skull is no different. They can manipulate the skull and make it soft enough to insert an implant. No different than your hand. Your body's closed. This is a good example. No different than your hand. Your body's closed. A magician, a chief constituent, has a way of putting something in your hand so that when you open it, it's there. You can't open your body, but they still have a way of putting something there that's not there. Got it. Oh, but for what I forgot to say is the reason why. Like, they're putting them in the skull because created races, like I said, they're being inserted at birth to support eugenics. Eugenics is DNA theft. The sought to be well born. Created races, anything that's not African, has a defective pineal gland, which means that they can't develop without having a handicap. So this is how the devil is escaping congenital inheritance. This is how they're making sure they look how they want to look, think how they want to think, and act how they want to act. Is how you dress the devil up. Bear with me. I made a little outline for this because they've been jamming my thoughts bad. Like, I made a couple videos yesterday and it was horrible. So anyhow, yeah, recent information like the government entertained making microchips mandatory is covert language, secret. The word covert means secret. Covert language is a secret language, no different than a doctor's handwriting. It's a public and hidden message to Satan's people, created races. The indicator that this information would soon get out, and it sways entities of all demographics to get on board with demonic societal shifts. So, a new look, a new way of doing things, the government is the Antichrist. Our DNA What makes us up has no business being digital. DNA is digital because supercomputers are the only way created races can exist. There are people walking amongst you on this planet that cannot exist without supercomputers. So, at the core, it's simple, whether you're a demon or serpent seed, a god or an angel. Um, Technically, I don't think that's necessary to say. um, so, anyhow, Satanists, scientific scholars, genetic engineers who see themselves as gods because they've created a people and they are their people's gods. Um, 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 um. Oh, that's horrible. I cannot find my space. So yeah, genetic engineers who see themselves as God, um, yeah, who created their people and their likes, and address the Bible to them as well. They operate within and throughout the government agencies. When you're born, instead of the government issuing a birth certificate or social security card, they should be issuing parents a document that tells what to expect as far as behavior and stature goes, because that's what DNA is. DNA is not where you're from. DNA is characteristics and traits. So they should tell you, like, you can look for and expect to see these things in your child. But instead, they're issuing birth certificates, bonds with stakeholders. Um, my mom. And everything else is being kept secret. And it's being kept secret so they can manipulate it. To acknowledge what DNA means today, you have to acknowledge hidden science. And hidden science compromises the Constitution. The Constitution was created to enslave Africans and protect created races. The government has access to the body's 11 systems. The attack that was made on my skin was achieved by administering chemical stimuli to my integumentary and nervous system. And I've been talking about them attacking my nervous system for a long time. But these matters are being, um, they're being, these matters are being dismissed. They're being dismissed, they're being rejected. They're even being entities, political entities are even forming against them, because my way of thinking is a threat to their existence. It's the end times. Like, Satan's time is up. And my DNA tells who I am. So for those of you non-believers, yeah, I don't even have to get into that. So back to my body being violated. Those surveillancemen told me they were going to do this to ensure that I didn't have sex. And they also noted that they hate the way that I look at ailment and disease. They also noted that they hate the way that I look at ailment and disease. In one other video, I talk about ailment and disease a little bit. And I told you, like, they formed some complexes then because, I was talking about how if I saw something like this on my body that I wouldn't touch a guy. If I see certain things in a guy, like, you got to be disgustingly healthy like me. But in actuality, that's actually way less common. Um, it's bad. I'm trying not to get off the topic. I want to just stick to skin and a little bit of background history on the government and DNA. But there's so much more I could say. So that's why they made this attack. This started a week after I was released from St. Thomas Summa Hospital. The reason I was at St. Thomas, which is a psych ward, a crazy house, a disgusting and just sick environment. The reason that I was there was because the city of Akron politically conspired against me. So Summa and APD paired up and it landed me there. They found that I was a threat to the government. So on paper, that's what it says. They find me to be a threat to the government. Chief constituents. So it didn't get bad until late March. So I have some pictures, like, I mean, not that anybody's paying attention, not that anyone's following this matter. It's like a silent internet war between me and the government, and them using some of their identities to occasionally watch in and chime in. It's isolated. This matter is isolated. It's not reaching people. Internet censorship. Operation Mockingbird has a disgusting, obscene meaning. And that's exactly what's in full effect. They don't want the information that I talk about and discuss to get out. I've never sat anywhere for 3 years straight. I've been isolated in the city of Akron 3 years straight on foot, occasionally catching a bus, because for a long time I couldn't even afford to catch the bus. Also, during this time, like the whole Mark of the Beast ordeal and how they paint the picture to be, it has a hidden meaning too. It boils down to characteristics and traits, DNA. I'm rich in that way, so that means they won't allow me to earn in any way. This attack on my appearance, the missing tooth, stuff like that. I have a skill set that now my appearance does not align with. So if I apply for certain positions, stuff like that. But anyhow, that's neither here nor there. I've won. So with this scar, this rash, this bacteria ordeal, I was trying to wait the government out. I was trying to kind of like force them to take it off, because like in the past when they've given me something, that's kind of the approach that I've taken. I just wait them out, and eventually they take it off, or they watch me heal myself. So what happened is, instead of them like removing this immediately, like when I got upset about it, they extracted more mitochondrial, which is powerhouse cells associated with rapid healing and magnetic healing. They removed more of my DNA. It's only by removing my met that they were able to manifest this to begin with, because otherwise none of this stuff could show up. So by removing these cells, they could so there was two things. The first thing was, by removing those cells, they were able to lie about my identity. I told you, if you're not that anybody's paying attention, but I often mention them lying about who I am. And two, they could get the bacteria to manifest. So it showed up on my skin. Otherwise, nothing would show. Part of gang stalking is chemical experimentation. I'm actually working on a gang stalking video right now. I'm working on a gang stalking video, the outline for the video. And it's going to be very informative. But part of the gang stalking is chemical experimentation. And my DNA is the antidote. They watch me heal myself over and over again. And this is extreme. This attack is extreme. But it was done. I know why they did it. Like, whenever I get one of these demons to do something that they don't want to do, they do something extreme. So what happened was, I'm going to give you some more background information. The court wrongfully ruled against me to dismiss and ignore my complaint. I was found as a threat to the government. I was prescribed Invega, which is an invasive psychotropic drug used to alter state of consciousness. used to alter the mind state of consciousness. In the psych ward, they start you with the pill of Invega, and if you take the doctor to court, before you leave, they always make the decision to convert you to the shot. So before you're discharged, they say, hey, we're going to introduce you to the shot, and you'll stay on this for the time that you're on civil commitment. I requested to stay on the pill following court. So even though I took him to court, I requested to stay on the pill. And the reason I requested to stay on the pill was because it left a patch on my arm the last time that I considered a breakout. Okay, so look, it was maybe 2 inches in height and width, but I didn't even have to mention that part, right? So this is like the whole covert thing, them having a way of knowing, them having intel, them being able to look into surveillance, and remote neural monitoring, seeing what I'm saying about this situation that I'm not verbalizing outwardly. So as I argue internally with those surveilling me, they get to see this information, the type of stuff that's being generated, the type of argument we're having about it. So they getting to see all the stuff that's not being said. So, and that's always a nasty, ugly, violent conversation. So, the breakout, it was small. So anyhow, when the agent found out that I was referring to that small skin as a breakout, he or she attacked my skin. The shot was extended release. Those surveilling, this is in 2018 that I had the shot. It was an extended release shot, like 120 something milligrams, 130 something milligrams, extended release. They ensured that I didn't get any of the medicine. They attacked my kidneys with it once, and then they made sure that I didn't get any of it and that it didn't show in my system. Okay, so the shot was released, surveillance, ingredients. Once to attack my kidneys, and then withdrew it completely from my system so that it would not show. They literally made sure I didn't get any of the medicine that I saw as a violation. But furthermore, medicine not being in my system supported disinformation. So they try to satisfy as many sides as they can. When they orchestrate these sort of crimes, they are wrongfully putting me in situations, orchestrating events that I have to fight. And, I have to fight against professionals lying on me. I have to fight against professionals lying on me. So an officer lying on me. Doctors falsifying my affidavits. Like, they put me in situations that I have to fight my way out of. With no help. Because the lawyers, the judges, they're all, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're all in on it. That's what conspiring is. So there's 2 hospitals in the city of Akron and a CBOC. So City Hospital, who's under Summa's umbrella, in 2018, they converted to a campus structure in Akron, and they're currently merging with a company out of Michigan. Because of the information I'm discussing, they now may consider a name change. This sought to, disassociate themselves with the bad reputation that I'm going to give them. However, their East Market address will still be the same. And, those surveillance me said that they were going to treat me. Those surveillancing said that when I go there, that they are not going to treat me. They said when I go there, they're not going to treat me, and said that what they call it would confirm that Summa stakeholders are making the attack. They said, and what they're going to call it is going to confirm pretty much what I said, that Summa stakeholders are making the attack, and, that this attack was made by the doctor. The doctor got mad and blah, blah, blah. They also said that there were glad they murdered my cousin who sued them, and they weren't going to allow me to sue them. The only thing that could keep me from suing them right now is this pandemic. Evils know what the pandemic means. It's the only representation that the end time is truly near. So that's why, you know, they're kind of panicking about it. They said you aggravated the fuck out of these people, and they gonna be mad to see you when you show up. So then there's General Hospital, who merged with Cleveland Clinic around 2016-17, who also has a reputation that they have gotten away from. They said that they were going to put me in the same emergency room that they had my uncle in and lie about where I was. They're fatiguing my arm. Hold on. My arm hurts so bad. I hate when they do that, and I like was trying to tough through it, so it's like 10 times worse. Okay, but anyhow, I'm about to finish up. So I was talking about General Hospital and what they said they were going to do when I was there. And then there's the CBOC, which is a veterans clinic. And it's not open to the public. Like I said, it's for veterans. I'm going to go there. I'm going to all 3 of those places today. I'm going to all 3 today. And it will be documented in this video, or, you know, because I told you anything past 30 minutes, you know, it kind of chops. So it'll be like, I'm working on renumbering. Yeah, I'm currently renumbering my content. So in actuality, there will be multiple parts to this video. And it'll be, the parts will be alphabetical, you know, so like part A, part B, part C, part D, part E, you know, that's how you can expect to see these videos. But I haven't had any sleep, and I'm headed there this morning.